I'm a space cadet. Big white mansion in my habitat. Aim a lot of sticks like a laser tag. Fuck a rich bitch, have a rich set. Smoke a lot of weed plant. Did tickle lean where the lean at. Sleeping on these G's is a beanbag. Probably going jeans cause I'm cool
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And I feel like I've been going for a while, even though it's probably only been, well, for y'all it's only been like a couple of days, because those videos that I recently uploaded were previously recorded. But that's neither here nor there. I'm here, I'm back, and I'm in the flesh. Just a couple of housekeeping things. I don't know if y'all are following me on social media, but if you aren't following me on social media, make sure that you're following me on all my social media platforms. They're down in the description, so you don't have no excuse not to follow me. But y'all know that I started my pescatarian food journey diet thing, you know, whatever. And I have videos posted on my, what are they on? They're on my Facebook and they're on my IGTV. So make sure you go and check those out and follow me along on this journey. Okay, anything else? I don't think it's really anything else. Oh, and I meant to already record this video, but the past 2 days I've been really busy doing this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. But next time, a video similar to this one, which will be, you know, episode 2 or whatever, it'll be up before Tuesday. So before, you know, the next episode is about to come on, it'll be up for sure. I'm trying to either gonna do it on a Thursday or Friday, which will be Thursday or Friday this week, or on Sunday. So it's probably gonna be most likely Sunday, but I don't really know. But I want to tell y'all that so y'all can keep me accountable, so you can be like, hey Maya, where's the video? Anyway, as you can see by that title, I will be reviewing Married at First Sight. So I got this concept idea from Kev on Stage. Well, I really think it was maybe the wife's idea, but I really don't know. But Kev on Stage and his wife, and that chick Angel and her husband Marcus Tanksley, they reviewed the show Married at First Sight. They did the last season, which was 11, and I really enjoyed it. And I was like, I should do something like this. And that show, at first I didn't really watch it because I was like, I don't need to be reviewing it because I'm single. But I was like, let's give it from a single's perspective, because if it was me that was out there getting married at first sight, I mean, I don't know how I would act, but looking at these other people, I'd be like, I don't know why they're here, but it's kind of suspicious, right? So I'm going to give my single take on it, and they give their married take. But make sure you go check out their review on the episode and see if we have any similar ideas or thoughts. But I'm rambling. I'm really rambling. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click that bell so you're notified every time I post a video. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up, and make sure you leave a comment down below and tell me if you watch Married at First Sight or any other shows you may want me to give a review on. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so I did watch a little bit of the it was like the matchup thing. I watched the beginning, but I was like, this is so long. And then the first episode was 2 hours long. I was just like, oh my. So I had to set out time. I didn't watch it on Wednesday. I watched it on Thursday. That did here nor there, and that's my business, but just know I watched the show. So it was a 2 hour long episode, and we got to meet all the couples. So I'm going to start with the first couple. And if you see me looking down, I have my notes right here, you know, so your girl can stay on track, stay on topic, bam, bam, boom, boom, you know. But the first couple was Brianna and Vince, and I think, or is it Vincent? I'm sorry, Brianna and Vincent. I really like Brianna. When they first, you know, introduced the couples, I was just like, I really just love her energy. Even when she was about to reveal to her friend and family, or friends and family, that, you know, she was gonna be getting married at first sight. Her friend, like, they're black, okay? Brianna's black. Her friend is black. And you know how when, you know, it's like when the cameras are there, it's like you're in front of your grandma or something. So, you know, you're not going to say anything out the way or be crazy. But that friend, she really wanted to say, Now, girl, you know you crazy. She said that, but she wanted to say it in a different way, which I understand. But at the same time, her friend, she was a real friend, if you get what I'm saying. She was really supportive, but she really cared about her. So she was like, I mean, I'm here for you, but I want you to know what you're getting yourself into. And she was like, yeah, I know. And I'm just like, you know, she know. She's sick and tired of these men out here in Atlanta. Oh, if I didn't mention, it's in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah. But she's sick of these men out here in Atlanta, okay? She done with them. But I just felt like that was like a true definition of a real friend, a real bond. So yeah. And then we have Vincent. I really just want to call him Vince because that's just... Anyway, Vincent we have here. When he told his friends, they were so happy for him. They were ecstatic. And I was just like, dang, now I really, if I were to go on this show, right, and I were to go tell my friends, just my friends, I would want them to be as happy for me as his friends were for him. They were excited. And I was like, dang, like, I mean, they must have known he was going to go on the show, but I think they were just praying and hoping for him to get a match because they were really excited. And Vincent seems like a very nice and like down-to-earth person. I mean, this is just a, you know, perspective from the first episode and what he's letting us see right now. But he seems like he's a nice, genuine person. He's a dreamer. He talked about how his first girl or one of his exes that he had left him because he was a dreamer and because, you know, what she was seeing wasn't what his vision was. She couldn't see the vision with him, so she left him. And I feel like if your significant other can't support you as being a dreamer, you don't need to be with them. And that's point blank, period. Right? So say if you have an idea and you tell them and they're not as excited as you are, or they're not as supportive about it, like, you know, I really think you should do it. They just like, look, I don't know about that. You might need to do this. Like, you might want to question it. You might want to sit down and think about it because that person might not need to be on your team. And that's what happened to him. That's just not something, you know, that I like to see. I feel like he's very wise for, you know, his age. Like the way he talks, he seems like he's been on Earth before. Like how people talk about me, he seems like he's been here before. And the only thing, Brianna, she's like, you know, I'm not going to say a lady in the streets but a freak in the bed. But when all the ladies had got together and, you know, they had got cocktails and stuff like that, she was just saying, like, give me this lingerie. I want this. I want this. I want to be cute. And, like, my man better want me. My man better do this, better do that, da-da-da. So I'm thinking the lady in the streets freaking in the bed. But I really don't know. But at their bachelor party, you know, bachelor and bachelorette parties, you know, everybody was having a good time. And Vincent went and talked to the stripper, talking about he was trying to get him some of that. And talking about the stripper, I'm like, bruh. So first of all, you're going to say that, and you know it's going to be on national TV. I was just like, okay. I mean, I understand, you know, it's his last night being a single man, and he might have want to do that, but he ain't had to say that. He could have just been thinking that. But overall, I really do think that these two are a very nice, compatible, or they're very compatible for each other. That's what I think. I think that the experts did a really great job with pairing these two together right now. That's what I think. But overall, she wants to be with a person that supports her, and so does he. So I feel like that's a really, you know, good combination. They're both mature for me. This is what I think. I think they're both pretty much mature. And I think they're actually both ready to take that next step and to do it together as strangers. So the next couple that they introduced us to was Virginia and Eric. Now, when they first came out, I thought Virginia was just this little nice, sweet girl. She's like 26. I think she's 26 years old. She's fairly young. I think she is one of the youngest female contestants that they have. I think they have two 26-year-olds. Anyway, I thought, you know, she was so sweet. And it was so sad that her dad really didn't support her, because I can kind of understand, not talking about my stepdad, but my actual dad is like, when he wants to be there, he will be there and support, but he really doesn't really support me like that. So I can kind of understand where she came from, and I can tell that that was kind of sad, because while she was, you know, telling her family and friends that portion of the show, he wasn't really supportive. And dang, he wasn't really supportive of her. And you can kind of tell that she didn't want what he was going to say to be aired on national TV, because she kind of walked out of her bedroom into her living room and was still kind of talking to him, and the cameraman was still in her room. And I had felt so bad for her. But, you know, your family may not always support you in the things you do, but you have to have that mindset and willingness to just be like, I'm going to do it whether they support me or not. So then they introduced us to Eric, right? And Eric is really traditional background. He's already been married one time, but he was focused on his career as being a pilot, and he was away a lot. His wife was at home, and it really didn't, you know, that marriage didn't work out. But now he's ready, and they paired him with Virginia, who is young. She's a party girl. She likes to drink. But she let that be known from the very beginning that she likes to drink, okay? And I was just like, okay, girl, ain't no shame in your game. But then Eric, on the flip side, he was saying like, oh, like, I don't really like girls that, you know, like to drink or like to drink a lot. And then it flashed to her, and she's drinking. And I'm like, yo, whoever edits this show, y'all are amazing. It is so funny how y'all can capture these things like as they're happening, like as they about to happen, or it may have happened at this time, but then y'all made it look like it was happening at the same time. So funny. Just so amazing. And when I think about Virginia, I was like, it's going to be for Eric turning a party girl into a housewife, because she's going to want to go out all the time. She's going to drink. And then she was asked, well, what if your husband doesn't necessarily like to drink? And she was just like, well, he doesn't have to drink, but I wouldn't want him to feel like, oh, she shouldn't be drinking, or, you know, he'll be okay with me drinking. I'm like, girl, who really wants to feel like babysitting you? And then one of her biggest concerns, all the ladies was like, well, what if he's not attracted to me? What if he's not good in bed? What if he's not da-da-da? She's talking about, what if he's a bad kisser? And I'm like, girl, teach him how to kiss, period. Come on, that's not even should be one of the top things on your list, but that's literally the only thing she said. And everybody else, I feel like if I was there, I would have been looking at her like, girl, come on. And then not only does she like to drink, at her bachelorette party, she got tore up from the floor up and was throwing up in the bathroom. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, so this is who you are. This is exactly who you are. But she likes to have fun. Like I said, he's more traditional. He's definitely ready to settle down. And, you know, that's just it. I don't know what else to really say about this couple. So, yeah. So the next couple that we have is Paige and Chris. This is our second black couple of season 12. And it's a doozy, okay? I feel like this couple is going to be a doozy for us this season, because they're both church-going people. Paige says she loves the Lord. She loves the Lord. She's ready. She's ready. If she didn't alliterate that anymore, that she's ready to be married. She's ready to be married. She's ready to have kids. And her family, they were really supportive, but they were also very caring, because her brother was saying how he just got married. He knows everything that's going to go through, how you have to essentially change for each other in a marriage. And he was like, you stubborn, sis, and you don't like to change, and you're going to have to learn how to change. And she was just like, okay, like whatever he says, I know what I'm going to do. Don't care what he has to say. She cared, but she really didn't care. Her mom and her aunt, I think it was her mom and her aunt that was there, they were supportive, but they also were kind of saying the similar things as her brother. Like, we know you You got to get it together. You got to do this. You got to do that. Which they weren't lying. They were definitely telling the truth. But Paige is a freak on the high, but loves the Lord. And I'm just like, that's seducing. I'm not saying that it's not okay, but y'all know how church folks is. Y'all already know how they is. One sin is always higher than all the other sins. And she was just when they had the little meetup and they was drinking the cocktails, had mimosas or whatever, when all the brides met up and they was having mimosas, and she was just talking about how she not gonna eat his butt, but he can eat her butt. And I was just like, oh baby, what? I'm like, babe, she's always talking about sex. She's very confident with her sexuality and sexual experience and all these things like that. I ain't mad at you, sis. But I'm just saying, whoa, Nelly. Then we move on to Chris, and he has a wonderful backstory, how he was brought up in the church and was an ordained minister at one time, but that wasn't making him any money. And then he stopped doing that, and then he moved out to, forgot where he said, I think he went to Florida, he said, and was homeless for 2 years, just living out of his car and working. And now he said he can go on the store, he can get whatever he want, however he wanted, whenever he wanted. And I'm just like, that's a testament. Come on now. Tell me that ain't no testimony. You being homeless, not saying that he was broke, but just necessarily saying he didn't have no house. He didn't have necessarily no bed to go lay in. That he done had a long day at work to go rest. The man said he was homeless. But this man right here, I gotta look good to the T, baby. That's him. If y'all watch season 11, Eddie, was that his name? I don't even know his name. I'm gonna have to correct myself later on, but that's reminding me of him. Like, oh, I gotta look good. I gotta look fresh. You know, like that. That's what he reminds me of. And at first, I was worried about him. I was like, I don't know, but that wasn't really a problem. As time went on, like, okay, he liked to look good. That's nothing. But he wasn't as arrogant about it as time went on. Hopefully, it'll be kind of similar for Chris. And when he went to go tell his family, you know, he was getting married at first sight, I just loved looking at his family. He had his pastor there, he had his grandparents there, and one other family member. I don't know if that was his dad. I mean, they kind of looked like, I don't know if that was his dad. I can't really remember. It's been a minute since I watched the episode. But I was just like, oh my God, they're very supportive. And even though he didn't go the family route as, you know, being a minister, his grandma, she was saying that, you know, she was really proud of him and that she was going to support him. And I was just like, this is what I like to see in the Black community. You got to support your family members, okay, y'all? So I'm veering off right now. You got to support your family members, okay? You got to. You may not live the life that they want you to live, but you're living your life. Nobody else can live your life but you. So live your life, okay? They can't live vicariously through you, okay? They already lived their life. They done made their decisions already, okay? You got to live your life. But Grandma was playing no games, though. She was dead serious. She's saying, I support you, but what you about to step into, young man, this is for real, for real. Ain't no games. Ain't no you can just, you know, get up and leave when you want to leave. And Grandma was telling the truth. She was definitely telling the truth. I feel like these two couples, Paige and Chris, I feel like they were matched well because they kind of have some of the same, you know, both raised in the church. They're God-fearing. They both are ready to get married and then start their family. They both already said these things, that they want to get married and they want to have kids. They're for sure about doing these things, right? My only thing about Chris is, right, he was recently engaged, and it was from him moving too fast. So I don't really know if this married at first sight thing was, oh, I was already engaged, that didn't work out, so maybe I need to just go ahead and get married. I need to find somebody that's already ready to get married so I can get married, because I'm ready to do what I want to do, which is have kids and do all this and the third. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's not his mindset, but that's just what I'm worried about, that he was recently engaged, and I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. But if he say he ready, I mean, it's too late now. They already married at this point, because I'm watching it. Or they might not be married. You never know. But that's just the kind of thing that was iffy about Chris for me, is that he was already engaged. And his childish little thing that he said was, what if she's ugly? Bruh, do you want to be married or not? She ugly, she pretty, whoever, whatever. You can be matched with her and you got to stay with her for what, 8 weeks or 2 months or whatever, until you can decide if you want to divorce her just because she ugly. I was just like, oh, he's getting on my nerves. And when all the fellas got together and he was acting like he was the interrogator, asking everybody all of these questions, I'm like, okay, if I was the guys, I'd probably be, getting annoyed. And the guys expressed like, I don't know about this Chris fella. And then to the bachelorette party, he brought a blow up doll. And I was just like, oh yeah, he's going to be one of those ones that I'm going to be a little bit worried about. He might have that wife that's like, look, I'm not playing no games with you. I'm for real, I'm serious. And Paige, he got the right one messing with Paige, because she don't seem like she nothing to play with, okay? She do not seem like she nothing to play with. But I do like the fact that Chris talks to his pastor, like having concerns about, having, even though he's going to be married, like having sex, and how he doesn't want to, mess up the relationship in the end by having sex too early and things like that. But the way Paige going, baby, she's ready. As soon as she say I do, she newlywed baby. I ain't going to say that's going to be them. A honeymoon baby, for my newlywed baby. Honeymoon baby, that might be them. I don't know, because they both kind of itching for it. For me, if you ask me, that's what it seems like. But he is also very open with his sexuality, just like Paige. And I'm just like, oh yeah, they are perfect for each other. But also, he is really picky at the same time. So I hope they pick her right for him, because, baby, if her nails not done, that might be something. Her teeth not straight, that might be something. I really don't even know. But overall, I think they are paired fairly well together. So the next couple that we're going to get into is Haley and Jacob. So Haley, when they first introduced us to Haley, she just seemed like a nice little lady. She got her life together. Most of all the people on the show, have their life together. I think she's the one that was the flight attendant. I think so. But Miss Haley, she got a lot of trust issues. And I'm feeling really sad for Jacob, because it might take her a very long time to even trust him. But she got some bad trust issues, because men in the past, they done did her wrong. They just did her dirty. And she don't like to talk about her feelings. Her friends stated that, she don't really like to talk about her feelings. And basically in a relationship, and especially in a marriage, you got to talk about your feelings all the time, basically. Most of the time. I ain't gonna say all the time, but you got to talk about your feelings in general. And y'all gonna be just starting to get to know each other. You definitely gonna have to talk about your feelings. So I feel like from Haley's perspective, that might be the only, downfall of this whole thing. But her friends are really supportive. They were like, yeah, girl, we're ready for you to get married too, because she's always a bridesmaid. She's been a bridesmaid for basically everybody. And they're like, yeah, we're ready for you to get married too. So I can understand how, she's ready to get married, but, she's still not trusting people at the same time. It is understandable. She's a human, and that's just what it is. Now for Jacob. Jacob is the oldest male contestant that they have on here. He is 38 years old. And he's old. He's about to be 40 in 2 years. And, for men, it's okay to be that old and not have no kids, because you can still have kids. If it was a woman, I'll be like, well, she pushing it. Y'all might have to adopt. But for men, it seems like that's always okay. They can be 56 and get somebody pregnant. So it's whatever about the whole kid situation. But his friends, I feel like they pushing him down the aisle already. They're like, yes, man, hurry up and get married. We thought you were just gonna be alone forever. We thought you was gonna just be miserable and sad and coming home to an empty house. I was like, well, dang. I like, but look, I understand. If I was his friend, I'd just be like, bro, is you gonna get married? Cause we've been waiting on you. At this point, my kids ain't gonna have nobody to play with. Cause yours gonna be in preschool and mine gonna be in college. And I was like, I understand. Because he did kind of wait late. But he's like how I am now. How I'm like, I need to get my career off the ground before, I decide to get intimate or not intimate. Get into a relationship with somebody. The only other thing I have to say about this couple is that there is a 10-year age difference. So I'm not sure if there's going to be like any maturity issues. I mean, she's pretty mature for her age, but at the same time, you want different things at the age of 28 than you want at 38. So that may be an issue. I really don't know. But I think their compatibility is, I don't know. So our last couple that we have is Clara and Ryan. I'm going to make this quick or as quick as possible. Clara's friends, when she got ready to tell her friends, they were really excited. They were really happy for her, I mean, out of all, except for Jacob, or one of them, except for one of the men's friends that was really excited, on the girl side, her friends were more excited for her than any of the girl candidates. And honestly, from like throughout the episode watching her, I don't know if she really wants to be married, but I mean, she's here, so apparently she wants to, but I don't know if she's really in it for real. As far as Ryan, he's established, and the only thing for him that's kind of iffy or sus about whatever it is he never said I love you to anyone. And that's a good and a bad thing. I mean, you're not just out here lying to people saying that you love them when you really don't. But how are you supposed to be married to somebody if you really don't even know what love is, or if you don't know what it feels like? Because apparently if you never said it to someone, you never really felt love, or you really didn't feel like you loved them. Kind of suspicious. That's all I'm saying. And Ryan hangs out with all of his friends. They're married already. So it's just like 3 couples, and then there's Ryan. He's the only one that's always by himself. He probably takes all the pictures of the couples, that kind of friend. So I'm just like, I don't really know how these two are gonna work out. This is the only couple that I'm really not sure, because he's a very intimate person, and she's fun, but it's like on a level where it's just like, I don't know how that fun and intimacy is gonna, mix together, right? She was a bridezilla very much when she went to go try on her dresses and things like that. She was given very much bridezilla. Even right before, because this couple is the only snippet that they showed, like right before they got married or whatever. Very much bridezilla out there. She was mad about her hem job. She was mad about everything. She was mad about her hair. She was mad about her makeup. I understand the hair and makeup because she was looking kind of foolish, if you ask me. If it wasn't done how she said it, she didn't want it done. She should have said something, but she waited until she already had her dress on to say she didn't like her hair or her makeup. Anyway, bridezilla for sure. And she's the type of person that likes banter, like back and forth, yada yada, nitpick, da da da. And I'm just like, I don't think Ryan really likes those kind of things. He never expressed that he didn't, but he doesn't really seem very much confrontational or anything like that. So for her to say that, I was just like, well, okay, I mean, if that's what you like, that's what you like. He is a very thoughtful person. Like, if you watch the episode, before, you know, they got married, they both gave each other something. His was really thoughtful. His poem that he wrote to her made me cry. Felt like I was about to get married. But for her, she just iced him. And if for y'all that don't know what that means, because I didn't know what it means, her note said, I don't know how I feel about getting married to a person that hasn't gotten down on one knee for me. So I'm going to need you to get down on one knee and drink the drink, you know, the ice drink. If y'all don't know what it is, I'll put it right here. So he literally had to get on one knee and drink the drink. And his was so thoughtful. And he wanted an intimate moment with his bride before they got married or before they even saw each other. So he put on blindfold. He put on the blindfold at the altar. She put on the blindfold. She was being a babe about that. So her dad had to walk her down, had to do all of this, and they were holding hands, and it was supposed to be an intimate moment. And she was like, this is weird. I don't know if she was just saying the whole thing about them getting married was weird, or the whole not being able to see each other holding hands blindfold thing was weird, but it looked like it hurt him deep down inside, and I was like, oh man. So the way they edited that, I don't know if she was saying that them getting married at first sight was weird or what they were doing was weird, but that wasn't really thoughtful of her, even though he put a lot of thought into it. But I had to hurry up because it's getting late. It's really getting cold out here, and I need to hurry up and edit this so that I can post it.